I think one of the things we've always wanted at UNM, being a flagship university, is to how can we help other clinics around the state, how can we help other providers. And I think one of the things we want to do in collaboration with the Department of Health and their special needs people is to figure out what other clinics in the state might need to be able to provide the services for special needs patients.
Well, we believe that there are at least 22,000 families or more across the state the members of which require special needs dentistry. We know that about 70% of those can be provided in your typical dentist office, but that leaves a great number of people who go without care.
My husband and I have a special needs daughter. She's low functioning autism. And when she was born, she had perfect baby teeth, but then when her permanent teeth started coming in, there was no enamel on them at all. So the teeth started breaking, cracking. Her mouth was a mess and always hurt. So we sought out dentists here who tried very hard to help us. The dental community was wonderful, but they couldn't meet her needs. And so we ended up taking her to San Francisco, California, so that she could have a full mouth reconstruction.
People have difficulty finding care throughout the state of New Mexico and the region. And that's why we're going to mount our fundraising efforts to include folks from various regions around the state, because sustaining a program like this requires that we have the dentists and the technicians and the hygienists who have the capacity to provide care to this population.
My husband is a surgeon. I am a retired attorney, so we had the resources to be able to fly to San Francisco, stay in San Francisco while this was being done, get the work done, and come home. A lot of families don't have those resources to do that, and here they are faced with this. How do they get it handled? What can happen if they could come right here to the university or another dental clinic within the state of New Mexico, get it done? They don't have those expenses.
Well, I think dentistry's always been very hard for, patients to find access to care for, because some of our patients, especially the very medically complex patients, really maybe stress the local community's abilities. And I think that's where we've kind of are in a privileged situation at the Health Science Center, because we do have plenty of medical support. And we want to make sure that as we grow this program, that we feel like communities in other parts of the state feel like they can tap into that medical expertise we have.
Yes.
We're really excited about this grant. It's a 5-year opportunity. It's going to be funding a dentist, and the primary goal of the grant is to help with our educational program. So it's going to be training dental residents to treat patients with special needs. It's going to be providing our special needs community in New Mexico with a special needs dentist, which is great, and we haven't had one for over a year. Also, it's housed in our dental hygiene program, so we're going to have dental hygiene students that are going to be getting a lot of direct interaction with the special needs population. That's going to help them feel very comfortable when they graduate to work with that population. So we're really excited about it.
It will be the premier clinic in special needs for the state. This is it, and we need it. The $2.5 million is an IRSA grant for 5 years. That gives us 5 years to raise the $3 million. Because after that IRSA grant, what do we have? We have nothing, and we need to continue this on until the earth falls into the sun.
We were really fortunate to be able to move the Carrie Tingley Dental Clinic to Novitsky Dental Clinic. And there were a variety of reasons, and the main reason is we didn't have adequate space in our previous facility.
The place that we came from was really outdated. The rooms that we had, luckily it was in a hospital and the doorways were just right for our patients, but this extra room, as you can see, this room is, bigger. I don't know, it's awesome. It's a bigger space, it's very much needed. We have a lot of features here, the lights itself. There's special lighting so it doesn't flicker and cause seizures. Also, our blinds that we have in our windows do that too. We have something called white noise, so the sound in here doesn't travel out to the clinic out there. So We see patients of all sorts, special needs, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, any special needs of any kind.
Randy's a great kid. He's 21 years old. He was diagnosed with a very rare genetic disorder called Palasia-Schmerzbacher. It's something that he's had since birth. So it's a rare slow motor and cognitive disorder that he has. So he's been coming to Carrie Tingley now to this UNM dental services now for some time now. And it's been great. We love the ladies here. They're awesome with him. We're a family from Taos, and we were going to a dentist in Taos. She was great. We loved her, but she didn't have a lot of the equipment, to do the x-rays and to actually have the little pillows that they put in between the teeth to have him to open wide. So when we were referred here and I saw the care and the equipment that they use for, folks with special needs, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a great thing to have. So without this facility, to be honest with you, I don't know where we would go. We are 2.5 to 3 hours away, and I don't mind making that drive just knowing that he's going to be getting the care that these ladies provide for him.
You're okay. You're okay. Good job. Good job.
I think what the patients are going to see is just a much more organized clinic. And I think what it does for UNM is for our educational mission and our clinical mission. But, a great thing about the educational mission is, providing dental care has always been about a team. And I think one of the things that medicine and dentistry is realizing that healthcare is all about team effort. And so I think this new facility is going to help us build teams specializing in providing more care for special needs patients.
I think we already had really good training, when we compare ourselves nationally, but this is just going to take it one step further. It also, I think, in a really important way for dental education, whether it's hygiene or dental, it really focuses on UNM's emphasis on public health and treating all populations.
What our efforts will accomplish, we hope, is that we'll begin to produce more dentists and more dental hygienists who have the capacity to provide this care. In some cases, it's going to require that people provide this care in different kinds of environments. We need to have larger operatories, larger places where the service is provided. So it's great in that we now have a coalition of people. There, the Department of Health, we have federal funding, we have the School of Medicine, we have the local community of dentists who are all working on this project together. So my hope is that after 5 years, we have a thriving educational program that leads over time to much greater access across the state.
Money is vital to keeping any educational program going. It's vital to training people. It's vital to keeping people in good health. By keeping this clinic going with extra funding from the outside population, we actually end up cutting costs. With good dental health, our population, our special needs population is healthier, thereby cutting other costs in other areas. So if keeping this going through community support, through grants, through the legislature, through everybody pulling together, will keep everyone healthier and thereby cut all our costs.
And the students in this clinic that are treating these patients and are getting that skill set can now go to the practice where they're going to eventually be employed, and they can take care of these people in their own communities. Now, isn't that exactly what we want to do? Isn't that what everybody wants?
I think it's vital because that's if we start training people here who want to stay here. There's a lot of young people who are interested in this kind of work. They also appreciate the fact that a lot of it is giving back. My daughter is not easy to work with, and if they have a little bit of training, they can work with her, they can make it happen. As I said earlier, some of the dentists, they tried really hard. They did not have the skills, not because they weren't willing, because no one had taught them.
Give me some power. Give me some power. There we go.
just don't forget that special needs children are people too, and they need the same care and the same quality of care that you expect when you go in to see your dentist and say, when should Johnny get braces?
These people are loving, they're kind, they're innocent. If I didn't have them in my own practice, I would lose so much of the joy that I get in my life. They're just fun. They make me have that childlike innocence that they have, and that brings me, it helps me know myself. And I like that self that loves them.